Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to talk about the update we got in Destiny 2, the Solstice event, as well as the buff to Graviton Lance, because this feels like it's going to be the best primary PvE exotic in all of Destiny 2 right now, and it's absolutely tremendous. I've tried this in all different types of content, including the EAZ, which is the background gameplay, which again, I know is not very difficult, but is the seasonal event activity, so I wanted to show that off for those of you who are either new to Destiny or wanted to see whatever changes that have been implemented into the game for this seasonal event. So jumping right in, Graviton Lance got a 67% PvE buff as well as a nerf in PvP, and this is something that I wish we saw more of with guns in exotics in general in Destiny 2, where something is really strong in PvP. I'd love to see them nerf things faster in PvP that are outliers, that are too dominant for too long, and then translate that powerfulness into something that can be good in PvE so the weapon remains viable just in a different way. And this one, with that massive buff, is absolutely tremendous in PvE. You're going to see it work perfectly with a Void subclass. It's got the intrinsic trait Black Hole. Second shot of the burst rips a hole through space-time, doing high damage with and recoil with no fall. It's also got Cosmology. Kills with this weapon cause enemy targets to detonate and spawn void projectiles that track targets. This actually works with the seasonal artifact, which is very nice. The Unto the Breach artifact perk, defeating a void debuff target creates void breach while your void subclass is equipped. So that's very, very nice. It's actually really fun. You're going to just see explosions everywhere, which I absolutely love. And it's something that I'm just glad this is now still viable. It's a weapon that I've long enjoyed in the game, and having it still be usable in a different area of the game is something that I love to see. You also have the catalyst on this, so it's got Vorpal weapon. It's also got uses weapon to break shield of combatant or guardian. Using the super will grant you an overshield. So it's still very, very nice in a lot of aspects. And like I said, I believe it's the best primary exotic in the game as it stands. It's absolutely blessed. The only thing that can compete is something like maybe a Wish Ender or something of that nature. And in the gameplay, the best part about it is I'm not even running a full build. I'm running the complete Solstice set, as well as no mods, just a standard Sentinel Void subclass, and absolutely no exotic either. So keep that in mind while you're watching the gameplay, because it is pretty hilarious. As far as Solstice goes, this is a run-of-the-mill seasonal event that we've gotten lately from Destiny 2, and I do think they need a bit of a shakeup once the final shape hits. I know all hands are on deck for that expansion, and I'm really hopeful that after the final shape, we're going to see a lot more innovation in the game going forward, because I think at that point, it's going to be a lot of people who are going to fall off unless they kind of change things up quite a bit. Right now, I believe, if I had to guess, and this is just speculation, the full focus of the team is on the final shape, trying to make it as good as possible. They're working on the seasons for the next two updates, Season 22 and Season 23, which are going to lead into the final shape and have a big part of the story and also the activities that are going to kind of head towards that final expansion of the Light versus Dark saga. And I know there's frustration in the community with the game. I know there's people that are upset for a number of reasons, and that's perfectly fair. But I do think that this is almost the last hurrah for the way things have been done. I think the seasonal model is going to change up some. I think the seasonal events are going to change next year. And I do think just the general activities are going to change, because there's no way that Bungie doesn't see the discontent within the community. I know the player base remains similar to what we've seen in the past. I don't think there's going to be anything that's going to completely overhaul the game as far as an engine goes or anything like that. And personally, I would love to see them take a break from content for a little bit in order to allow them a chance to be more innovative, if at all possible. But I don't know if that is an option. And I know they've announced that the seasonal model will still be continuing. I just hope it's adjusted going forward so that they can be more creative with each season and do things a bit differently. So that's something that I'm hopeful for, and I do fully expect. Whether they leave behind PS4 and Xbox One for the final shape once that is concluded, I don't know, but I do think there will be some innovation going forward. Now, as far as this event, again, If you missed it, you go to the EAZ, you speak with Eva Levante. Pretty standard things. If you've played any of the Solstice events in the past, this is very, very similar. They have updated it a little bit so that way you can earn more. You can soak the fire more. You can do some slightly different things, and it's a pretty quick event overall. You can earn your kindling very, very quickly to upgrade your armor sets. And as far as cosmetics go, we have the event card, which you can purchase for silver. We also have an earnable ship, as well as the armor that you can unlock not only for your base armor, which is given to you free from Eva Levante, but you also have another armor set that you can get from the store for bright dust. So keep that in mind. Not everything is silver only. It's 6,000 bright dust to get the Refulgent Revelry bundle. So that's something to keep in mind. Not everything is just pure silver. And monetization, I know, has been a hot button topic for a lot of people. But for me, I think that it's not as bad as many are making it out to be personally. But I know I'm in the minority with that opinion. Overall, I think this event is very, very average. It's just something we've seen before. I think the discontent with it largely has to do with the general discontent of the community at large. If you were doing this event on top of everything else in the game and enjoying yourself, then this event is not bad. That's how I am for the most part. I enjoy the event because I'm just casually playing through that and some of the different content. I'm not really rushing through anything this season. There hasn't felt a real need to push through all kinds of different content. So I can level up weapons, I can chase crafted rolls and all that kind of good stuff, and not really stress about what I'm doing. But I know that a lot of people who push through for the beginning of the season stuff, they did the dungeon, they did all of the grandmasters and everything by now, that they're going to be a little bit more unhappy with the station of the game, and now is the perfect time to take a break. If you missed it, this week the Diablo 4 Season 1 drops. That's going to be a massive update. We're also getting news on Wayfinder. That's a massive game that could be very good. Final Fantasy 16 is out there, and there's just a lot of gaming options, in my opinion, for a lot of people. And I think now is the perfect time to dabble in other things if you're not enjoying stuff. For me, what I'm going to be doing is I am playing Remnant 2 this week, and I have early access. I'm very excited about that. But in the meantime, I am still going to dabble in Diablo, in Destiny, and these other games. And that's what I like to do because it does keep things fresh when I'm mixing the games up. And I would highly encourage you to do that as well if you have not already, because Destiny, as somebody who's been playing since day one of D1, it is going to be stale intermittently from now until the final shape, in my opinion. And that's just something that we have to prepare ourselves for, because the major changes that we hope for are not around the corner. They are going to be much, much further in the future. So anyway, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about where Destiny is now? The Solstice event, Graviton Lance, is that a favorite of yours? I'd love to hear from you guys. My name is JoPa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.